Welcome all to the black hole of exploring knowledge, the analysis hole. Please like, share, and subscribe my channel for further notifications to my upcoming videos. So these are some of the important objective type questions from the poems of Robert Browning, My Last Touches and The Last Ride Together. So note down these questions. Who was the supreme master of dramatic monologue in English literature? Answer is Robert Browning. Robert Browning is a Victorian poet. When was Robert Browning born? Answer is 7th May 1812. Next, where was Robert Browning born? He was born in London. At the age of dash, he attended the University College in London. So the answer is 16, at the age of 16. Browning started writing poetry at the age of 12. In 1833, Browning anonymously published his first major work. That work was Pauline. When did Browning publish Sordello? The answer is 1840. Browning had implicit faith in God. In 1844, Browning read Elizabeth Barrett's poem and finally met her in which year? In 1845. Robert Browning's wife was also a renowned poet. What was her name? Her name was Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Answer is D. In which year did Robert Browning and Elizabeth Barrett marry? The answer is C, 1846. The most significant poetic work of Mrs. Browning was sonnets from the Portuguese. Elizabeth Barrett Browning died in 1861. Robert Browning died in 1889. Now we will discuss about the objective type questions from his poem The Last Ride Together. So the question is, The Last Ride Together is a dramatic monologue. Fail I alone in words and deeds. Why? All men strive, and who succeeds? These lines are from the Robert Browning's poem The Last Ride Together. Next question, who knows but the world may end tonight? This highly striking line is quoted from. Answer is The Last Ride Together. But in music we know how fashions and I gave my youth, but we ride in fine. These lines are from Robert Browning's poem The Last Ride Together. Next question, The Last Ride Together is a long poem of how many stanzas? 10 stanzas, each of 11 lines. When was the poem Last Ride Together published? It was published in 1855. What is the theme of The Last Ride Together? The theme was love and loss. The poem Last Ride Together was published in Men and Women. What does the speaker request his beloved? He is requested for one last ride. In the first stanza of the poem, who is blamed by the speaker for the end of his romance? The answer is his fate. What are the feelings of the speaker for his beloved in the beginning of the poem The Last Ride Together? Answer is love and appreciation. The speaker compares his beloved's answer with life and death. The speaker compared the greatest joys of life to a crown. According to the speaker, whose life is superior? According to the speaker, the lover's life is superior. In the 7th stanza, the speaker compares a lover to a great poet. Who is the central figure in the poem? The rejected lover. After rejection, the lover requested his beloved to grant him two wishes. First, she should remember his love, and secondly, she should come with him for a last ride together. In the last ride together, the speaker was optimistic. Fixed me a breathing while or two with life or death in the balance. Right? These lines are from Browning's poem, The Last Ride Together. The blood replenished me again. My last thought was at least not vain. I and my mistress, side by side, shall be together, breathe and ride. So these lines are from The Last Ride Together. Earth being so good, would heaven seem best. Now heaven and she are beyond this ride. These lines are from The Last Ride Together. Now we will discuss the questions from his next poem, My Last Touches. My Last Touches is a dramatic monologue. Dramatic monologue is a narrative poetry in which a single character speaks. The main theme of the poem Last Touches is gender inequality in society. Where is the painting of the last touches? The answer is it was in a cupboard. Who painted the picture? The answer is Frapp and Dolph. What does the last touches have upon her cheeks? The answer is a spot of joy. What is the word mental as used in the poem? Her mental laps over my lady's wrist too much. The answer is a clock. Where does the poem My Last Touches takes place? The answer is Ferrara, Italy. What does the Duke mean by her? The Duchess looks What does the Duke mean by her? The Duchess looks went everywhere. The answer is she was tempted by other men and very unfaithful to the Duke. The poem was published in the year 1842. What is the setting of the poem? The setting is of Italy. Who is the speaker in My Last Touches? The speaker is the Duke of Ferrara. What happened to the Duchess in My Last Touches? She was killed by the Duke. What does the Duke criticize about the Duchess in My Last Touches? Her lack of loyalty. What does the Duke show to the messenger by Last Touches? A portrait of his previous wife. What is the tone of My Last Touches? The tone is arrogant. What does the Duke say about himself in the poem My Last Touches? He is a cultured and refined gentleman. What is the significance of the Duke's use of word my in My Last Touches? The answer is it shows his possessiveness and control over the Duchess. How does the Duke feel about the Duchess' behavior with other men in My Last Touches? The answer is he is angry and jealous. Who is intended audience of the Duke's monologue in My Last Touches? The answer is the messenger from another nobleman. What does the Duke's attitude towards the Duchess' behavior suggest about this character My Last Touches? The answer is he is self-controlling and possessive. How does the Duke describe the Duchess' smile in My Last Touches? The answer is as flirtatious and seductive. How does the Duke view the portrait of the Duchess in My Last Touches? The answer is he sees it as a symbol of his power and control. What is the significance of the Duke's comment that I gave commands? Then all smiles stop together in My Last Touches? The answer is C. It suggests that the Duke killed the Duchess. What is the Duke arranging in My Last Touches? A new marriage for himself. Frapp Adolph painted the picture of My Last Touches in a day. What feature of the portrait is particularly striking? Eyes. What bothered the Duke about the Duchess's smile? It was never reserved for him. Whose statue was kept there, my last judges? The answer is Neptune. The statue was made of brass. She liked whatever she looked on, and her looks went everywhere. These lines are from my last judges. She thanked men good, but thanked. These lines are from my last judges. Complete the text lines. My gift to dash. These lines are from in 900 years. Notice Neptune, though taming dash thought a rarity. Which class of Innsbruck cast in bronze for me? The answer is a seahorse. So note down all these objective type questions for your external exams in your notebook.